much, Ron. Appreciate it. As we broadcast from Shishler's Cheese House, just off Route 30, in between Dalton and Oroville. Why are we here this morning? Celebrating Katie Spotz. She is going to be the lady of the hour coming up hopefully soon. Katie is an awarded athlete, and basically she's an ultra-marathoner and, most importantly, a clean water activist. And her latest ultra-endurance challenge and turning out to be a fundraising initiative here in Ohio. She's from Mentor. She basically is going to run 11 31-mile runs daily, and one of those starts right here at Shishler's Cheese House later on today. She's doing this basically running across the state of Ohio from Cincinnati to Cleveland, 341 miles all total, to raise money and awareness to fund 11 clean water projects for schools in Uganda. This is all through a partnership with a nonprofit group, H2O for Life. Katie, who is an ultra-marathoner, she is an adventurer, an awarded athlete, and obviously an endurance specialist. You know, it wasn't that long ago, 10 years ago, she actually became the youngest person to row across the Atlantic. So quite an accomplishment for still a young woman. We'll hopefully talk to her later on this morning as a starting spot here in Wayne County at Shishler's Cheese House. Katie Spotz, the ultra-marathoner, the clean water activist, will be in town later today. We'll talk more about it this morning here at WQKT. On a very sunshiny Tuesday morning. Hi, everybody. Mike Breckenridge. We'll get you back into more music in just a moment. Broadcasting this morning, as we talked about early in the hour, from Shishler's Cheese House, here to talk about Katie Spotz and her adventure and her goal as a clean water activist and adventurer to raise money, the fundraising initiative Run for Water. Katie, an ultra-marathoner, in the process of completing 11 daily 31-mile runs. And among the people we're going to talk to this morning is Pat Myers from Rotary. And I know that you're the district governor. You're here today to talk about Katie and support her. But how did you get involved? How did Rotary become involved in this worthwhile cause?
Oh, Rotary is very involved with people all over the world that are trying to make a difference like Katie. And Katie is an alum of Rotary. She was an ambassadorial scholar. And the Mentor Rotary Club has long been involved with supporting Katie, just as Rotary International did through the Scholars Program. And when Katie studied in Australia as a scholar, she saw the need for clean water. And she's been an active participant, as you all know, in a number of endeavors to raise the awareness of the need and to combine with others to create action and make a change by bringing clean water around the world.
I know that the project, hopefully, when she completes, will fund 11 different clean water projects for Ugandan schools. And, you know, with Rotary, I know that your reach, your touch is wide, you know, across the reach and across the country and everything. So jumping on board something like this seems kind of a natural for you.
It is a natural. It's very much a natural. There's projects all over the world. I know there are like 25,000 people she's helped so far to bring water and safe drinking water. And Rotary itself is, you know, we've been in existence for 116 years, and the ambassadorial scholar program that Katie was part of has been in existence for almost that long. And it's helping young people who want to make a difference and want to bring change in their areas, in their communities, or in global communities, and raise the awareness of the needs that are there. And they use their leadership skills and abilities, like Katie's using her athletic abilities to bring this awareness about. There are 1.2 million Rotary members all around the world like Katie that are trying to make a difference in their communities, and they do make a difference in bringing clean water, addressing literacy, helping women and children prevent disease. In the pandemic, everyone in Northeast Ohio that was a Rotary member immediately turned and brought PPE to people and to the hospitals, delivered food. They didn't stop. Rotarians don't stop. Their challenges are the strengths, and Katie sees this challenge, and that she's putting her strength behind it. So.
Well, outstanding. I appreciate you stopping by and sharing some time. I know it's a big day, and Katie's in town, and we're going to talk to her in a little bit. But Patricia Myers from Rotary, the district governor, thank you for the time. Enjoy the day.
Thank you very much.
We'll get back into more, and we'll talk to Katie Spotz coming up next here at WQKT. We're back broadcasting here on a Tuesday morning at WQKT, just off Route 30. We're at Schistler's Cheese House, the lady of the day. The hour, the month is with us. Katie Spotz is here. We've talked about Katie throughout the morning. The great cause that she's got. Run for Water is the cause, the initiative. She's an athlete. She's an endurance runner. She's an endurance specialist. An adventurer, I guess, bottom line. You're in the middle of this, I guess, in the back end of running daily, 31-mile runs, 11 of them in a row. Number one, how do you feel?
Right. I mean, the heat is a big factor for the day, and knowing that it's going to be about 100 degrees, we're just going to have to stay on top of hydration. But aside from some blisters and some joint pain, generally I'd say I'm feeling pretty good.
The cause is the most important thing, This is going to fund, hopefully, 11 clean water projects for Ugandan schools, raise over $34,000. How'd you get started in something like this? Where was the genesis of this?
So about a decade ago, I found out about the water crisis, and I was really shocked that, we have a lot of advances. We have a lot of technology, and yet to know that at that time, a billion people didn't have clean water, it didn't make sense to me. And so I started learning more, and I found out that there were a lot of great charities making a difference and making an impact on not much. So like $16 can help one person get clean water in Uganda as part of this run. And so as soon as I saw the need and then what impact, I mean, there's a lot of causes that we don't know the research isn't there, and we don't know the solution, but there's proven solutions. And I think once you see that and see the change, it's hard not to want to do something.
Your partnership with the nonprofit group H2O for Life, and when this got going, I know you've done a million things as far as endurance and a specialist, and I was looking at some of your accomplishments and everything, but to train for something like this, that had to be very unique in preparation.
So it was very unique in that I like challenges of all kinds, and so one of the other challenges I was trying to do was doing the splits, and that didn't work out so well, so I had a hamstring strain, which meant for the last 6 weeks I haven't really been running at all. And I know that because I've done endurance for a decade that my body can tolerate it, but that was a huge concern going into this, not having the training to back up the challenge. So the training, I will say, happened on the journey itself, because I wasn't able to fully train for this, so it was definitely a bit of a gamble to even begin.
11 daily 31-mile runs, and this is at one point how many? Starting
so
today?
I'm starting my 9th, so we have 93 more miles of the 341-mile journey. And
you told me before we were down the air, actually, you're in pretty good shape. I mean, the heat aside and everything, physically, you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, there's little things, but like by day 3 or 4, I was having trouble with keeping food down. I was waking up in the middle of the night thinking I should be running. I just had so much adrenaline, but now my body's kind of, accepted and adapted to it, so I could sleep and eat normally. But that was my biggest concern earlier, is just the amount of, it's almost like my body was perpetually in a state of flight or fight, where there's just so much adrenaline that it's hard to relax from. But yeah, I do feel like, I mean, with only, I don't want to say only 93, but with it being compared to 341 and seeing signs of Cleveland, it really is super encouraging to push through for the final 3.
Well, I know you got some work to do today, but we appreciate the time. Katie's running consecutive ultramarathons over 11 days to fund clean water projects in Uganda. The partnership nonprofit H2O for Life, $34,000 plus funding these projects. It's a huge goal. You're at the back end of it, and best of luck over the next couple of days. Finish line's in sight. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate the time. Katie's going to take off here shortly, and we'll get you back here at WQKT on a Tuesday morning.